to my presentation. I'm going to present on a point of sale software called Mauzo Kisasa POS. It's a Kenyan name, which basically means current generation kind of point of sale. So, like any other point of sale, it has the features that I'm about to showcase, but this specific point of sale has some other outstanding features that are comparing or are not in the other point of sale softwares, and its usability is actually on top notch because the user interaction with the system, or the user activity, or the user involvement with the same system is very minimal. So the system does much of the work when a user just clicks on a button. And then essentially also it has health and analytics of the business, so you can be able to know um, if your business is doing well on either daily, monthly, or yearly. And then at the end of the day, you are able to run a number of reports, a number of checks that most point of sale softwares either missing, or one has this one is missing on another one. But this one, by click of a button, you are able to close the day having a full view of how your business is doing. So I'm going to go straight to the presentation. Um, so I'm going to run it from the IDE. So when the application is launching, first of all, it makes some checks. Actually, it makes some checks. So the first thing is checks the expiry, reorder, expiry status for all the products. So you have to set a threshold of which you need to be reminded that products when products when the days to expiry are maybe below or equal to a certain threshold, then you notify me, and then the reorder. So for each product has different reorder points because not all products can actually have the same reorder point, basically because each product has different I can say affinity for sale. So that's why each product has different reorder points. So also it will check for that. And also for the licensed fashions, it will check also for the days remaining for the license, but that's an option that can be removed. So also it gives you this kind of math here. It tells you what is the buying value for the existing stock at that moment, and then the selling value, and what is the projected gain if you sell all that stock. And then it will tell you how much you are owing the vendors, that's your suppliers and everyone, and how much people are owing you, those who take your products on credit. And then here you've seen the pop-up. I have 154 products that are uh, below the reorder quantities are set, and then I have one product that is almost expiring, that is nearing 30 days threshold. Then I have 367 days to run the software. And then here it will give you a summary of sales, how your business is performing basically in that year. So in the year 2024, I can see on January, these were my sales, on February, March, and so on. So I can see that on May is when I made a number of sales. So when you click OK, you can log in. So we log in as admin. So when we log in as admin, this is the nice view I presented with. So most of the menus here are I just simply just you click, and then actually you don't need any training. They're just self-explanatory. Like if you want to add category, so if you, for example, if we take an instance of a pharmacy, so we have different categories of drugs. So here is where you add your categories. You can update, you can delete any category you want. So basically, that's how you create categories, brands. So for the case of pharmacy or generic original, but you can have different brands depending on your business. So you can add brands here, update or delete, and then suppliers. So you can add your suppliers here. And then of essence is this invoice terms. So when the supplier supplies you with some products, they can uh, invoice you. So and then they can specify the due days. So uh, after how long do they expect you to have paid that invoice, and if they give a discount, and then is this discount applying for all the days, or after how many days should the discount hold, and then thereafter if you've not paid all the amount, then the issue of the discount percentage should not apply. So here is where you add your suppliers, and then here is where you add now the billing information. So you have the invoice number, you check on the supplier. So when you select on the supplier, it gives the terms, their terms, so which you can edit from our previous um, view, and then you choose the bill date. So if you've been billed today, for example, this crop zone is has a 30 days period to pay for that invoice. So the invoice due date is calculated, is shown automatically, and then now here you can key in the total amount they are owing you, and if you have any payment reference, for example, if you made a payment via mobile money, you can put, and then you add that bill. So that bill will be added here. So if you, we added for, I think, Belamed, yeah. So if you click on that, you can actually pay in installments, so not necessarily pay all the amount. So let's say if you've paid 100, so you have an outstanding of 1100, and then you can update the specific um, ref on this payment, and then you say update bill. So the next time you'll be searching Belamed, you can see we have 1100. So we had paid 100 bob. So this is the outstanding. So what will happen if this number of days discount, if paid in 10 days, if 10 days elapses and you had a discount value, so and you've not completed your payment, you have still some outstanding amount, so the discount value adds up to the outstanding amount. But if you pay within the 10 days, then you have a privilege of enjoying that discount. And then this shows the billing history, so you can see how much you owe each of your suppliers in a nice graph there, and then you can export this data. So that's all about suppliers. Then now inventory. So on the inventory now we have a list of for example, these are a list of products, drugs that are added to this system. So if you need to add a new product, or you need to set up a new business, so this is how you add your product. So you select, actually it picks brands from what you specified, or the categories, and the suppliers from the list you've already specified, and then you are able to provide the product ID, which can be the same as the batch number, and then the product name and the description of the product. So for the pharmacy, if I check on one item here, you can see the kind of details are populated with, and then the quantity, how many products you've been supplied with that point in time, and how much are you buying it for, and how much you wish to sell it for, and then what is the date of expiry, and the reorder quantity this will mean if this product a trick of syrup, if I have three remaining on the shelf, please remind me. So you can add any product as you want, and then you can add a bulk. You can do a bulk upload. So if you have some sort of Excel file, you can do actually a bulk upload, of which I'll activate that feature, and then you can update a product. Just to show, if we add 10, so we have bought extra 9, we can update. But then to update the product, you will require an admin password, because if you are a cashier, essentially you are not supposed to update stock. Reason being, if a cashier is to update stock, then we can be having issues. They can actually sell and update and then trick the system that they didn't sell. So that's why updates are being done by someone like the owner of the shop. So we have updated this trick of syrup with to 10 quantities, to 10 pieces. So then we can delete our product. So if you've added, actually deleting does not mean you actually delete the product, but you put it in passive mode. That it is in the system, but it's not active. And then batch delete will actually mean you are putting a number of products in active mode. And then for customer billing, so when a customer comes, uh, the cashier will just search for the product they need to sell. So if we check on the trick of syrup we added, so you are seeing, first thing, it will filter according to days remaining to expiry. For example, here you can see trick of this batch, which are 10 pieces, are 501 days to expire. This is because we implemented this feature such that you can be able to sell products that maybe are the same product name, different batches, but you sell fast. That first the ones that have short expiry. So from here you can pick this kind of this batch, specific batch. So when you pick on that item, specify the quantity here. So if you are selling 3 pieces, then you add to the cart. So if there's something else the customer wants, you search there, it comes there. So they need also Panadol, they need two pieces, and then you can give a discount. So it gives you actually a subtotal to guide you on giving discount. So we can say we've given a discount of 5 shillings, then you can add. So the total amount to pay is 180 for the 185 for the 2 items. But again, if you check, it should be 190. So it's 185 because we gave a discount and the amount they have paid, and then you can go ahead, either print the customer receipt or choose not to print. So if you choose to print, you must have a thermal printer to print that receipt. If you say no, complete that transaction, but it will save your receipt or your receipt in a folder here within your computer. As a folder called the receipts. So it will save all your receipts here. So let's check on that specific receipt. So this is the last receipt we gave. So we were having 190, we gave a 5 bob discount. So the total amount became to 185. We paid 200, we gave a balance of 15. So we have that receipt there. So if you don't have a thermal printer, but you can have those receipts saved somewhere. So that's all about billing. Search the product. It gives you suggestions based on short expiry fast. You can sell, and then if these products, you've added the products to a cart, and then the customer feels they don't need the product, you can actually delete from cart. So if I add, for example, if I add this as 2, and the customer says they are not able to buy this product, I can actually go ahead and delete it. Okay. All right. So um, expenses, this petty cash, these are petty cash expenses. So you, if you pay, for example, some electricity bill, or the cashier takes lunch, so they can add the expenses here. And then manage database, just taking a backup of the database. Reports, we have all the cells, so you can do a range of dates, and then you can do either daily, so which day, or you can do a month in a certain year, so in 2020, for example, and which month. And then you can generate either sales, expenses, or filtered profit. So you can generate a profit report for either some range of date in a day or in a month. And then there are so many Excel reports also that I'll show you. And then evaluate row level stock. This is now when you want to voluntarily evaluate, not basing your checks on the reorder quantity. So you can say, I want all items below 20. So if you say I want all items below 20, it will give you a list which you can export. But then the system itself will at the running end of day here will reevaluate based on the reorder quantity and generate some kind of purchase order. So you don't need to track purchase orders in somewhere in a book or something. And then debts, these are people who take products on credit. So here is where you record them, and then they have an option to to not pay all the amount instantly, but they can pay some sort of um, uh, bit by bit until they finish their payments. And then also you can voluntarily evaluate expiry. Now, not based on the threshold, you can say, for example, if I want to evaluate products that have 20 and below days to expire. So you can see I have an expired product here called subsidy CR. And when now you are actually when you are billing, you cannot sell an expired product. The system will actually tell you you are not supposed to sell an expired product. Or actually, it will not give you suggestions of expiry products. So expired products will not come up on this interface. For example, if we put that 10, so we have that this product is called subside CR, and the code is R21011. So if you search for that product when you're billing, see, it won't appear here because it has already expired. But then you'll see it on when you run the end of day, it will appear on the report. So the system won't allow you to sell expired products or products that don't have any quantity, like products having zero quantity. And then you have a nice calculator here. And then at every point you update stock, it keeps a log. So it keeps a log of before update and after update, and what was the update quantity and the date and the specific batch number you updated. We have these logs because if, for example, you have someone and they manage to get your password and they update, not knowing that it is keeping some logs of every update. So now when you are running end of day, so running end of day will give you the liberty to close for that day. So you'll have to provide a password, but then running end of day can be done by both cashier or the owner of the business. So by clicking just that, and then you go to a certain folder called end of day. So let me delete these ones as that one is running. I may delete. Okay, yeah. So this one is first it gathers some crucial parameters first. So it's doing some staging on the database. So then it will start generating this kind of end of day reports and backups. So you're seeing it's generating the end of day reports, which are very comprehensive actually. So when you run this, it also backs up your database. So that's end of day is done. So when you come here, you can see the first thing it will generate is a pie chart. For today, for 29th, so I sold painkillers and cough syrup only. So I had two drugs that we've sold. Actually, we've done some selling with you. So we sold the cough syrup and painkillers, but you can see that the cough syrup takes a larger portion. So actually, this if it's in a real kind of a setup or a shop, um, it will show you the how good you've sold on that day and which category has the day. So that to be informed to stock that more. And then the bar graph now will give the same representation, but in terms of a bar graph so that you can be able to approximate the numbers. And then petty cash. So these are the expenses. So today we didn't record any expense, any petty cash expense. And then let me first show you the sales. So it has the two sales we made, three cough syrup and Panadol Extra. So then the total sales amount was 190, and then the total purchase amount was 91, and we give a discount of 5 bob. And now the profit evaluation will have will take into consideration of the discount and the expenses. So we've made 94 shillings profit for today. Okay. And then if we check on outstanding debts inflows, so I have these debts that the total amount of people owe me is 6,100. These are already are in the database. So at the end of the day, it will show you how much people are owing you, and then it will show you how much you are owing the suppliers. So like for now, I'm owing a supplier, my suppliers for 10,280 Kenyan shillings. And then it will give a purchase order advisory. So you remember when I was running the system, it told me that I have 153 products that are below reorder quantity. So it will generate nicely for you all the products that you need to reorder. So for me, I think I have this 153. I think for the real case scenario, it won't be 153 because the system will keep on checking daily. So you can format this and send to your respective suppliers. Actually, you can filter by supplier and send to your respective supplier. So this is a very good way of doing your reorders. And then this is a backup of the database, and then it gives an advisory on the license status. So it will tell you have 367 active days, and then this is just a statement on the number of products for reorder. So it lists them in a list, and then number of products almost expiring with the threshold of 30 days is one, which was subs CR, which actually we saw had actually expired. And then it will generate that in an Excel sheet. So for the expiry also to generate that in an Excel sheet. and then you can see the number of days to expire. It has already expired. It was negative 16, so it has already expired. So you can't sell this drug. So you can either get it off the shelf and dispose it. And then essentially I've talked about purchase. So this purchase order is a PDF version. And then I've talked about the vendor bills outstanding, the evaluation of the daily and sales, expenses, and profit, and then the backup of your DB. So what you can do is actually you can copy all this and have them in one folder. Like we need to close this ones. Sorry, need to close these ones. Or we can skip. Okay, because these ones are open, I can't move them. So keep them in this folder, and then now you can copy safely this folder to an offline flash disk where you can have at least records of daily records or daily backups of your records, such that in case there is you know there can be a disaster which can happen actually, and then you lose your data or your computer has crashed, not even the system, the computer crashes, the, the OS crashes. So you lose all your data, which is not good. So if you come here, we have reordered quantity threshold. So this is where you set the threshold for expiry actually. So you can update if you want expire threshold to be 2 months, so you can say 60 days. If you want it to be 3 months, you can say 90 days and update. So now it will only alert you for all the drugs that have 90 or less days to you can change the threshold from this end, and then you can change your password, and then you can log out and fixing expiry dates. But this one is disabled for food for businesses that deal with food or that deal with items that expiry holds. That expiry tracking is very key. And then you can manage your cashiers from here. You can create, delete, update cashiers. And then on business analytics, now you can generate some good graphs here. First, you can generate a line graph representation of profitability in a month, how my business is doing in a certain month. For example, if I take the month of May, these were the sales. I do a synchronization of the records and I generate the graph. You can choose to save the chart or not. So if you say no, you can be able to see how your business has been doing in that month. So far in May, I had these sales. You can see there is a day here I did poorly. There is a day I did some good number of sales, and then you can see that the trend for my business for that month is like I'm not doing that fine. And then you can generate a pie chart now for the category that is best performing in that month. And then when you generate it, it will show you. So for that month of May, I think painkillers were the best performing category. So this will inform on which goods to stock. And then the bar graph is the same representation above the category, but in terms of a bar graph. So you can see actually painkillers for May leading. And then you can be able to export that report. And then on reports, you can be able actually to export these reports. So I think that's all. So you, in summary, you do this one time, adding brand, adding categories and suppliers and inventory one time. So daily you'll be interacting with customer billing and running end of day, which will generate a couple of reports and backing up your database. So actually you will be dealing with billing every day, and at the end of the day you run end of day. At the end of the month you will be able to run end of month and so on and so forth. So let me just check if I can be able to log in as a cashier. So cashier 775. I hope I can remember the password. Cashier 775. Yes. So you when you log in as a cashier, see they don't have an option where you are tracking update logs, but they can run end of day. So additionally, they have a training menu here. So this training will actually be redirecting to some demos on YouTube on how to do on a few of these things. So if they forget on something, they can go and remind themselves. And then they have also this for the update, but this is done one time. And then they can't access reports, but they can run end of day. They can't access reports, but they can run end of day. So they can run end of day and share the reports with you if you are not around. Then they can manage debts and they can view the inventory, but updating a product they cannot update and they cannot delete. So if I put their password here, you see they're saying you have no privilege to update the inventory and it cannot update and they cannot delete as well. So they'll be selling, running end of days, end of day, running end of month and end of year, and sending the reports to you. But you can do analytics. So this system runs offline, but if you need it networked, you will have to incur the cost of networking and having the DB online. Thank you for listening and have a great it's evening here. And then I request that whoever will be interested in getting this system can reach me through. Actually, let me just project the flyer again. Let me just project the flyer again. So you can reach us through WhatsApp on that number, or you can drop us an email. Let me just share also my business card. So you can drop us an email on that Gmail account. So we have a website, but we need to revamp it. So it's not operational right now. We need to revamp it, but you can reach out on WhatsApp or drop me an email. Then I'll be able to talk to you. So thank you for listening, and it's my pleasure to present this great product. And I welcome any suggestions for improvement, because improving this product will go a long way in helping so many people. Thank you, and thank you.